hold on. These all are the very important mathematical exercises, and you need to master all those exercises to get good marks in your maths. Okay, so for the further classes, when you reach to the further class and when you read the value of pi, when you read the circumference, when you read the geometric expressions, you will come, then you will remember that we had already read about the authors who had given these things to the when we were in 7th class. Now next is Mr. Ramanujan. He was born in 1887. He is the recent one. And prime numbers, hypergeometric series, modular functions, elliptic functions, Mach theta functions, magic squares, geometry of ellipses and simulating the circle, and Raman Ray, C.V. Raman. And he wrote Raman effect. Next is answer the questions with the reference to context. Now you need to give me the answer. There is a one line. Possibly their great success helped produce an atmosphere of creativity. Okay, this is the reference. And by reading this reference, you need to answer the question. Whose great success does the line refer to? What is the time frame? Bolo? It was mentioned in the early paragraphs of your book.
Yes, Professor S. Chandrasekhar.
Ma'am, these lines refers to the achievement of C.V. Raman, Srivasa Ramanujan between the years 1920 and 1925.
The line refers to the success achieved by the personalities like J.C. Bose, C.V. Raman, Meghanath Sana, Srinivasa Ramanujan, and the Rabindranath Tagore in the years between 1920 to 1925. Now next, what according to the speaker was this success a result of? What was the reason behind this success?
Ma'am, this success gave many things and the concepts of magic squares and zeros to the world.
The success was a result of the urge of these gifted members of a subject race to express themselves and prove to the world at large that they were not inferior to the West in the field. Means इस कहने का मतलब ये है बेटा, इस क्वेश्चन में इसने पूछा कि जो इन्होंने सक्सेस ली वो किन कारणों से मिली. What was the reasons behind these achievements? When you achieve something, the reason behind that achievement is your urge to learn. When you learn something, जब आप ये ठान लेते हो कि हमने करना है, हम किसी से कम नहीं है, this was the only reason, because these gifted members, these brilliant mind realized this thing that we are equally brilliant than the people in the West, so we can achieve the success, and only that urge of these brilliant minds lead this thing in this direction and they achieve the heights of the success. Now next is, what did this atmosphere of creativity bring about? The atmosphere of creativity brought about a spurt of scientific achievements, which in turn boosted the confidence of the freedom fighters. Obviously, when we were scientifically advanced at that time, our freedom fighters get a new boost in themselves that we are now the competitors of the West. Now, next comprehension is, all these three scientists realize the importance of making the political leadership understand what science could do for the country. What science could do for the country. Who are these three scientists? Which institute had they established? Hurry up.
Ma'am, the three scientists are Dr. D.S. Kothari,
Scientists were
and Dr.
Kothari who
Vikram
founded
Sarabhai.
DRDO.
And ma'am, they all were the founders of DRDO, DEA, and ISRO, ma'am, respectively.
Okay. These three scientists are Dr. D.S. Kothari, who founded DRDO, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha, who founded DAE, and Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, who founded Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. Okay. Why is it important to make our political leaders aware about the potential of science? Why politics needs to understand the value of science? Why do you need science for the security of your country?
Ma'am, we need science for the security of our country because if we'll not know about the dangers that are going to come in the future, then how will we save from them? So the science helps us to
Not
know.
exactly. Hypothetically, hypothetically, your answer is correct. Actually, it's not. First, listen my question. That why is it important to make our political leaders aware about the potential of science? पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स को ये बताने की जरूरत क्यों है कि साइंस बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है, इसमें बहुत ज्यादा शक्ति है. Why they need to understand this thing?
Because ma'am, when they will understand this, they will coordinate with the scientists, and then they will be able to do good things for the scientists, and uh, the scientists will do more recoveries.
Politics, political leaders are the one who are running the administration of the government, who are running the country, who are responsible for the well-being of the country. So they need to be aware about the potentials of the science, because they could coordinate with the scientists to use products of scientific research for the betterment of the common Indian citizens. Means, if they are not aware about the new inventions in the science, how they will be able to make the better decisions for us, isn't it? If they, like, when Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of India, he allowed Mr. Kalam to have the Pokhran test, because he knows the value of the nuclear weapon for the country, because rest all the countries are having and we are left with no nuclear weapon. So he allowed ISRO and APJ Abdul Kalam to give India the nuclear power. When Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister of India, he realized the need of the technology for the betterment of the Indian society. So he built up IIMs, he built up IITs, he built up Bhakra Nangal Dam. These all the infrastructures are made by science, and these all are necessary for the economical, social development of any country, isn't it? जब तक आपकी कंट्री में साइंटिफिकली एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं होगी, आपकी कंट्री इकोनॉमिकली और सोशली ग्रो नहीं करेगी. तो हमारे जो लोग सत्ता में बैठे हैं, जिनके पास पावर है, दोज हु आर हैविंग पावर, दे नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट science is very important for the growth of our economy, isn't it? On the one hand,
Yes,
one
ma'am.
farmer is tilling the land with the help of the bullock carts and using the old farming methods. And on the other hand, one farmer is using multiple machines for farming. Whose produce will be the more? Who will produce more?
Ma'am, the one who is using the technological machines.
Yes, the one who is using the technological equipments will produce more. So technology is important, and we need to make our political leaders understand this thing, that pay attention towards the science. Okay. What other message do these scientists convey? Hurry up.
Ma'am, the message they convey is that science is very important for our growth also. And ma'am, from small things to big things, science is everywhere.
Yes, the scientists also convey the message that basic science is fundamental for the growth of technology, and for new development in scientific and technological research we need, in order to research on high level, we need basic science first, isn't it? So now
Yes, ma'am.
there is the C part of the exercise, that is the think and answer. This is your long answer. Dr. Kalam traces the development of mathematics and science in India from the ancient type. Why does he feel the need to do so? Why he talked about the ancient mathematicians?
Ma'am, to tell about the old things of India also, that India from starting was very good in all the things like mathematics and science.
He just gave the reference of the ancient scientists and the mathematicians because he want to tell us that India had a rich heritage of science and mathematical research. You know, अंग्रेज जब भारत में आए थे, they used to consider us illiterate people. No doubt at that time Indian literacy rate was only 6%. 100 में से कोई 6 ही लोग पढ़े होते थे. But वो हमको बिल्कुल ही अनपढ़ लोग समझते थे. They treat us like that we are dogs and we don't have any culture, we don't have any knowledge. But Abdul Kalam sir has highlighted the names of those mathematicians and scientists who has actually contributed to the world science and mathematics, because he want to tell us that India was not a country of snake charmers only. India was technologically very advanced when we were in our ancient times. This heritage can easily be tapped into further scientific and technological research and advancement. उन्हीं लोगों के जीरो को कॉन्सेप्ट को लेकर, उन्हीं लोगों के डेसिमल के कॉन्सेप्ट को लेकर आगे साइंस एडवांस हुई. अगर वो लोग जीरो का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं देते तो आगे वर्ल्ड के मैथमेटिशियंस और जो साइंटिस्ट है, हाउ दे विल वर्क. Okay, next is, there are a few example of benefits of working together in the text. Explain what Dr. Kalam is trying to state about the nature of such relationship where you work together. Dr. Kalam emphasizes on the benefits of the collaboration, means when two scientists, when two institution collab. Cause अगर मेरे पास maths अच्छा है, मुझे आता है, और आपको साइंस अच्छा आता है, and we are having our final exam. You are 5 friends. One is good in science, one is good in maths, one is good in English, and all 5 sit together for the combined studies and they share their knowledge. जिसको मैथ आता है वो दूसरे मैथ के एग्जांपल समझा रहा है. She is solving maths. The one who is good in science is telling the scientific formulas to the group. And in that case, you all are working together in collaboration and you all are working for the good, and definitely your marks will be good, your result will be good, because knowledge grows when shared. So here he said that Collaboration while speaking about these research institutions established by the physicists Dr. J.S. Kothari, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha, and Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. He mentioned that these scientists have realized the importance of the collaboration between the political and the scientific and the research units of this country. Obviously, we need to have a collab with the scientific research institutions. He indicates that if the politician collaborate with the scientists, if our administration gets collaboration with the scientists, they will take the country to the another level. Now comes with the grammar part. Okay, so here are some read these sentences like I saw Professor Iyengar walking through the college campus every morning. Srinivas Ramanujan was the greatest of all genius ever known and acknowledged. So, such examples are giving up in the grammar portion, and below that, there are the fill ups in the blanks with the present or the past participle form of the verbs in the given brackets. Had you done the tenses till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, quickly tell me the answer. The teacher dash scold the students for making noise.
Had scolded.
Had scolded.
Good. She dash after her daughter's plants for many years.
Had
Had
looked.
Had
looked.
looked.
Had looked.
Had looked.
Okay. Manish dash take his things and left.
Has
Had
taken.
taken.
Great. Mother dashed the desert that she dashed last Sunday.
Is
Is
making had
making the
learned.
desert that
See the
she
desert
had
that
learned.
she had learned last
Very
Sunday.
nice, Akash. Very nice. You dash help. You dash my friends to finish their project on time.
Had
Had
helped.
Had helped.
Very nice. Dash Rehan dash us how to fix the electrical light.
is
Is showing.
is showing.
Is showing.
Okay.
Is
Now
showing.
underline the past participle and present participle in the given lines. Okay. The last day for the past participles, write we if they function as verbs and a if they function as adjective. जो past participle है आपने अगर वो verb है आपने उस पे v लगाना है, अगर वो a है तो आपने adjective लगाना है. ठीक है. For adjective we use a, for verb we use v. Last
Okay,
day
ma'am.
Mohan had complained. One is given here. Okay. Next, I'm reading for you. The flood in the southern part of the city had receded.
Ma'am had
Had
receded.
Had received.
had seed.
Ma'am had
Wow.
receded.
Is good as verb. Lata asked if the farmer's hut were at walking distance.
Ma'am
Ma'am
walking.
was
Adjective.
walking.
Adjective.
Yes, walking, and it is used here is as
Adjective.
adjective. The birds were chirping at midnight when we searched for our sleeping bags.
Ma'am
Ma'am
birds
worshiping adjective.
used as verb and
Ma'am
sleeping as
adjective.
adjective.
And sleeping adjective.
Okay. Sleeping as adjective and verb is verb.
As verb.
Shopping.
The scientist smiled at the cheering students in the auditorium.
Ma'am
Ma'am cheering is adjective.
Adjective.
Good. My sister is trying to bring baked cookies.
is trying
Is trying verb baked adjective.
Now
Ma'am
here,
is A1.
okay, good. We are having here listening, and we are having the vocabulary, school, you need to add the prefixes and their meanings. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Sorry. Inter-school, subtitles, automobile, keyboards, or extraordinarily, anti-aging. Okay, now here we are having listening. Socrates, the philosopher, was held in high esteem in Greece. One day, while he was walking by the river, he was stopped by a student who was asked, "Do you know what things I just heard you, about your friend?" Socrates immediately raised his hand and interrupted. "Wait a minute. Before you tell me anything about my friend, it would be nice if you could just filter what you say. I call it the triple filter test. This is not just an incident beta, this is just a very important lesson to be learned. Read this paragraph very carefully and apply this triple filter test in your life too. The philosopher continued. The first test is, okay, truth. Have you made sure that what you are going to tell me is true? Well, no. Actually, I just heard about it, the man mumbled. Then you are not entirely sure that it is true, replied Socrates. He then continued, now let us try the second filter. It's the filter of goodness. Is the thing that you are going to tell me good? On the contrary, the man explained, the last filter is of usefulness. Intravagant again. Is what you are going to tell me about my friend going to be useful to me in any way? No, not really, the man replied. Then Socrates asked, if what you want to tell me is neither true nor good nor even useful, why do you tell it at all? So, this is the story. This is a very small incident, and I personally like this incident of Socrates, this reply of Socrates. Socrates was a very great philosopher. एक दिन once there was a person come to the Socrates and he told Socrates, Anandika Minya, you had raised your hand. Bolo. What? Anandika?
No, ma'am, I have got it now.
Okay. Socrates was a very great philosopher. Once he met a person and that person told Socrates that I am going to tell you one thing about your friend, like many of us do na in class. Your somebody come to you and tries to tell you some rumor about your friend and you instantly believe that okay ha meri friend ne aisa kaha hoga. This is not like this. Whenever somebody tell you anything about any person, always use this three triple filter test. First is truth. Whatever you are telling me, is it true? Definitely that person will tell you that I had heard it from someone else. I'm not sure about it. Second, goodness. Whatever you are telling me, is it good? He or she will definitely tell you no, it's something very bad. It's a rumor, it's a bad. Then tell that whatever you are telling me, is it useful? He will definitely tell you no, it's not useful. So the point is, when somebody is going to tell you a thing which is not true, which is not good, which is not useful, then why are you listening? And why that fellow is telling you? So always refrain from the rumors. So today we had done the question answers of the chapter, and I hope that everything is clear to you now. Whatever is having place now, you are having place for the blanks, you are having place for the story, you are having place for the only A part comprehension you need to do in your book, in your notebook, fair notebook. Okay, comprehension. B part, short answers, reference to the context. C part, think and answer. These all A, B, C. These all three parts you need to do in your book, and then in
Ma'am,
grammar.
For
excuse me, ma'am.
for A part
Yes.
space is given in the book.
No, but it is not possible to write there. I need A part to be very beautifully presented in your notebook,
Yes,
because this
ma'am.
is a comprehension and you need to remember all those points. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse
Okay,
me,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, we are not writing C part in our notebooks.
but for me, you have to write.
Okay,
Because this
ma'am.
Okay,
is
ma'am.
think and answer, and this is the long answer, and I will definitely put few long answers in your upcoming final exam.
Okay, ma'am.
So for grammar, A part is there, B part is there, and the next part complete, pre-booked and all. These all you need to do here only. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
I will upload the material after the class. Kindly leave the class now. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Have a
Have
nice
a
Thank you,
day.
good
ma'am.
day, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank Thank you, ma'am.
Harshleen, Jaskiran, Sirjan Kaur, leave the class.
ਉਹਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਦੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੋਇਆ ਨਾ ਥੱਪੜ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ
Tejaswini, Sirjan, leave the class.